Okay, back at the kitchen counter. The other week I was asked why I prefer to keep my colours separate, and my answer was that I prefer the bigger bands of colour in my paintings. But it did get me thinking in that I really haven't done a bowl flip with the colours intertwined. So today I thought I'd try layering within the bowl and just see what we get. Now the colours I'm using are my turquoise, a fluoro purple, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, and my favourite titanium white. Now today, to give them a bit more body, I've added my PVA glue to the paint and the water. So the paints are about 2/5 paint, 2/5 water and 1/5 PVA glue, which seemed to be a nice balance, enough body but still viscous enough to pour properly. Okay, now there are no additives in this, and the board has been prepared. It is a melamine board with gesso, one coat, and then sanded smooth. I'll be layering these in a couple of different layers, and let's see if I can actually keep things on top. That's the consistency of the white. So I'll put that into the bowl first, and just a small layer at the bottom. And the choices. I think I'll do ultramarine blue. Now, the trick will be to try and layer it on top. So I'll get quite close and just dribble it on top. I'm not sure I'm doing that very well, but the cerulean blue, again trying to layer it on top. It's just going in, I'm not doing this very well. But we're giving it a shot, so I think this would be better with smaller cups where you could get your hand quite close. So I'll just mix it all around. Try and lay it lightly on top. Seems to be working a bit. I'll add a bit more white. I think this will take a bit of practice to get it layered on properly. Maybe I need my paint a bit thicker. Okay, let's do some fluoro purple. Now this seems to be sitting on top. This is a soft bodied paint, same brand but in a different, it's the tube, so a little bit different. Let's do a bit more ultramarine blue. I have no idea what this is going to look like. Probably just a mixed up mess. Oh well. Suppose you don't learn unless you try. Oh, that seems to be sitting on a bit better. Maybe I need to get bigger strokes. A bit more white. That's the bowl so far. So I'm not quite sure if you can you see that? Let's just do the flip and see what happens. Got a little bit of extra colours that we can use to fill in. Maybe do an additional dirty pour through it if it looks a bit ordinary. Okay, let's leave that there for a few minutes and I'll bring you back for the lift. Okay, that's been a couple of minutes to let the paint settle in the bowl, and let's do the lift. Oh. Might have to just level that just a little bit. Interesting effect. Not a lot of the neons left, but it might come into its own as the paint settles. Now I'll just lift up this side of the We'll give this a couple of minutes to settle and then I'll bring you in close. It actually needs to go that way a bit. Now, interestingly, I would probably do this again, but layering with a spoon to get closer. There are some interesting bits. I'm not quite sure I like the drips. Anyway, let's take a close look and then come back in a few minutes and see what happens when it settles. Okay, let's take some look at the details. See, there are the drips that I'm not sure that I like. I think I would pull the bowl away differently. But the colours are coming into their own as the paint settles. There's some nice bits, but as an experiment, not too bad. Okay, so while we've got some leftover paint, let's see what we can do on this little canvas using a spoon to lay in the paint. Now, there's not a lot of paint left, so it's probably not going to fill the entire canvas, but let's see if we can layer it a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Apologies for the tinking in the background. Hubby turns wooden platters and is just preparing one for the next project. Yeah, this seems to float on top a bit better, putting it on with a spoon. A bit tedious though. Be nice if this fluoro purple actually took over some of the painting. Okay, what have we got left? We've just got this one. Okay, let's do the flip. Oh, remarkably it's almost centred, which is not like me at all. Okay, give that a couple of minutes. Oh no, what the hell, well, let's lift it. Give it a bit of a tilt. Interesting. Just fill that in just a little bit. Has some nice striping, but trying not to overdo the tilting, because you'll just lose everything. I think I might leave this part alone and just maybe just bring that out slightly. A bit contrived, so we'll just blend that a little bit. Yeah, not too bad for wasted paint. Just give it an edge. There you go. A reasonable experiment, but it's not really my way of doing things. But you don't know until you try. I'll give you some close-ups. Just some quick close-ups. Almost like agate type stripes in rock. There's a bit of a bizarre corner up there. Oh well.